This is called Neighbors. Are there people around you feel you don't know? You can't see their face and what's more their soul. You wonder if there was always a hole, but a new light is shown you couldn't see it before. You wonder just how deep does it plop? How wide is the trench? How fast does it drop? And what am I seeing here? Your position don't add up to dollars and cents. You can't quite peek through the cracks in the fence at the neighbors' Confederate flags in the yard and the gentle blue drops that are coming down hard. So hard that they'll leave little dents in your car and you don't have the pennies to straighten them out. The winter is gray, each morning the same. The children are screaming and calling your name. And each time you get there, it's always too late. It's already broken. It must have been fate. Or did life just wind up and throw us a curve, one that we feel that we didn't deserve? Slid like a horseshoe around to the moon and popped in our face like a child's balloon. 'Cause people back home are nervous today. Inside is the trial, outside are the tanks and the dogs and the guns and the spark. Just hoping and praying to destroy the dark. They'll watch on and raise up their fist to the sky. Bandana to keep out the gas from their eyes that well up and crack and tear in the sun. Yes, they wear a mask, but a different one for a different reason. They don't have to cover up lying and treason. Some wear the mask to hide up their face. And some wear the mask to try and stay safe. Some wear the mask to use it as bait to lure you into whatever they hate. Curse you and call you every bad name because there's someone at home that you're trying to save. But that doesn't matter, it won't matter to them. Because they've made up their minds and they have to the end. You're strung out and tired and locked in a box. Some folks will drive by but they never stop. You can only go out for so many walks till your feet start to pound and there's blood in your socks. There's rain in your hat and there's lint in your stew and the mice ate up holes in your wooden canoe. And still you can't swim but you'll never concede and Facebook just can't tell you what to believe. The psychic will point to the cards as she sets them. You walk out the door and you'll quickly forget them. Could there have been one with a king and a lance, a joker that sneers with a gun in his pants, an old man with wisdom a brim in his cup but nothing to say as his mouth is sewn up? You wonder to what are we going to return? Which creeks can we cross? Which bridges have burned? Some have grown stronger despite all the times, the ones that were made not of wood but of vines. They held it together and kept it alive and kept it swinging. Some places you can't even run to the store, some countries you can't even walk out your door. Or here off the highways an ocean slot. My eyes can't even find one empty spot. They come out with bags of swish in their hips, salt from the rims of the drinks on their lips. You hop in your car and fly down the road, pass on what you got to whoever's at home. Never a physical ailment was brought, but an illness of will, a virus of thought. Don't sit there and tell me just how I should live and what I should teach to all of my kids, that I shouldn't hold them so close to my chest, that I shouldn't wrap them in bulletproof vests, that I shouldn't drive them across the state lines, drop them at rallies and think they'll be fine. I know he'll be fine, and I know it's a scene. But I packed him a sandwich and full magazines. When the wind starts to blow and the fires will spread, the young will keep growing and the old will be dead. 'Cause you gotta be nimble to sidestep the flames. You gotta be hardened to withstand the pain. You protest for your neighbor who was gunned down in the streets. You can stroll along in silence, do it in the name of peace. Douse a pepper spray and you're brought down to your knees by a man you call your brother, but his jacket says police. The jester started fires, but nobody saw his hands. The peasants stormed the castle, but they didn't have a plan, so they said, look at us, look at me, look at this for which we bleed, and they never look you in the eye. And you never look them in the eye, and you never hear their children cry, or their dog that whines, or the blue angels flying by, because what's there to see but hearts as dry as sycamore seeds in the sun? You just want to live, just want it to be done, just want to be, just want to show kindness to someone you meet, but they curse where you're from and what you believe, and it ain't the same things that they see on their screens. You want to be kind to the strangers you meet, but they roll and they curse and they spit at your feet. Before one is dropped on the bricks of the street, they can see who you are, they can tell how it goes, they can pull your bandana from over your nose, they can judge you and lump you right into a pile, but this ain't your race and it ain't the last mile. It ain't the last time your horn will blow, and it ain't the last time your boat will row. It ain't the last cloud that your wing's gonna touch, and it ain't the last girl that you'll love very much. It ain't the last boulder your toe's gonna nudge, and it ain't the last trench in the rain that you'll trudge, but it is for today. Because today has an end. Not much of one, but it has one. You'll think of sheep jumping over fences, and you still try to peer through, but there's nothing in the grass but broken figurines, doll heads, and jewels from a Walmart crown, ashes and yellow tape. And then without thinking or knowing anything new, there was another day with children and tanks perfectly the same and exactly different.